and welcome to the final installment in the Greek Monday Munchies. My name is Becky and I am here for Crossing Borders. It is a women-led travel show that I'm trying to get off the ground, and while we can't travel due to COVID, we are exploring the world through food. This month has been Greece. If you haven't seen any of the other episodes, this is your first one. First of all, welcome. Second of all, go check those out on my Monday Munchies playlist on my channel. We also did Japan last month, and if you want to check those out, feel free as well. Today, as per the usual, we are going to join our friend Eli K. Giannopoulos for another recipe. And that recipe today is going to be Dolmades. I bet some of you were like, where are the Dolmades? That's pretty standard Greek fare, I would think. And it is. Let's go over and check out our ingredients. Alright, we have our ingredients today, and not looking too bad. Pretty simplistic on the ingredients, but that's because we have a little challenge later on when we're rolling our Dolmades up. So keeping it simple now to do something a little more challenging later. And I have a feeling it's going to be like the spanakopita, where once I've done like one or two, you fall kind of into a rhythm. So anyways, we have today salt and pepper, pretty standard stuff, juice of 2 lemons. It's supposed to be 2 onions. I have 1 onion today. It's okay. 2 cups of rice. It didn't specify which kind of rice, and I just had a brown basmati rice, so we're going to use that. You'll need dill, parsley, 2 cups of warm water, and 1 cup of olive oil. So to get started making dolmades, it's a 3-step process. The first step is going to be preparing your grape leaves. I bought mine in a jar in a brine. You can get them fresh, however, I don't know where. I couldn't get them fresh. So these are fine. The second step will be to make the rice mixture that goes in the grape leaves. And then the third step is the rolling of the dolmades. In order to prepare the grape leaves, the first thing we have to do is go ahead and rinse them at the sink, so I will see you over there. All right, we've got our strainer, we've got our grape leaves. Get out of there, buddies. Oh, they're pretty big. I guess I should have known that. Dolmades are pretty... That's a very different smelling brine from like olives. So let's go ahead and rinse these. Gonna unfold them. And we are just going to let these dry and drain over here. So I'll meet you back over at the counter. So normally the next step for the grape leaves would be to remove the stems, but I looked through them while I was washing them, and I didn't see any stems. I looked at every leaf. So we're going to skip that part because there's no stems to remove as far as I can tell. The second step to making the dolmades, again, is making that filling. So we're going to go ahead and chop up the onion, and then we're going to saute it. So let's get all this nonsense out of here that we don't need. Goodbye, nonsense. We're going to cut you up later, dill and parsley. And here we go. So this recipe didn't specify which kind of onion to use. And from the pictures, it didn't look like it was a red onion, so I just grabbed a sweet onion. And we're gonna see. We're gonna call these okay. So right now we're going to go ahead and heat these over at the stove. So I will see you over there. Okay, so we're going to add about 1/3 of the oil to the pan. That looks like about 1/3, maybe a little bit more. We're estimating. And then we're gonna add the chopped onions in the pan. We're gonna turn the heat on. I'm doing a medium-high heat. And while we're waiting for these to cook, we're going to rinse the rice. So I'll see you back at the sink. Alrighty, we're gonna take our 1 cup of rice and our colander. Put that in there nice and gently. And we're gonna go ahead and just rinse it. And I'm gonna set this to the side while we chop our parsley and our dill. Alrighty, we have our parsley and our dill to chop. We have everything chopped up, and we're gonna go back over to the stove. So what we're doing is these onions are translucent. They're not browned or anything yet, which is what we want. We want them to be translucent. So we're gonna go ahead and add the rice in. And we're gonna saute this for 1 more minute. It's a very interesting way to cook rice. I've never cooked rice like this, I don't think. I usually use like a rice cooker or just a pot on the stove. So in college, I was in a Foods of the World class. I know, tough. It was an elective class. I like paid extra to be in it, and I didn't care. It was phenomenal. And that's where I first had Dolmades. And then I never had them again until I decided to go to Rule's Greek Sweets one day and have them again, and they were delicious. I don't think I've had them anywhere else in Rochester. We are going to pour in our 2 cups of warm water. And half of our lemon juice, which would be 1 whole lemon, because we need 2 lemons, so half of our lemon juice. There's a half of our half, so a quarter, and here's, ooh, get that everywhere. So we're gonna let this mixture get to a boil, and then we're gonna turn the heat down to let it simmer for approximately 7 minutes, or basically whenever the liquid is absorbed by the rice and is parboiled. What's parboiled? Parboiled means partly boiled. Well, partly cooked, but parboiled, partly boiled. Makes sense. So we don't want it cooked all the way, I think, because we're gonna cook the stuffed grape leaves. So if you cook it all the way and then cook it again, it's gonna get mushy. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see. All right, so the rice is just about absorbed all the water. It's pretty close. So what I'm gonna do is add salt and pepper. And our herbs. And again, that's the dill, 2 tablespoons, and parsley, 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup. All right, this looks done. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the heat, and we're gonna let it cool down for a little while. And then we're gonna fill our grape leaves with this concoction of deliciousness. So I'm excited. We will see you over at the counter to do that in just a little bit. All right, so for the next step, they just want us to line the bottom of the pan. We're gonna take ones that are torn or tiny. Oh yeah, like this one's torn. Nice little blanket, for a nice little picnic blanket for them to sit on. I'm gonna go put this over at the stove, but not do anything with it quite yet. Now comes the tricky part, which is rolling the dolmades. You want to be careful to not overstuff the grape leaves because the rice is still gonna cook and expand. And if you overfill it, you're gonna end up with ripped grape leaves. You're gonna place these leaves shiny side down. So you want like this stem and the textural part. You'll notice it looks thinner here. If you can't tell which part is the shiny part, it's the more raised portion on the back, and you can see the little stem that was cut there too. I'm gonna lay that out nice and flat and take 1 teaspoon at a time of the rice mixture. Boop. You wanna put it down by the stem. Does not look like a lot of filling, but trust the process. Fold that over in the center, and then the 2 sides fold in, and then you just continue to roll. It looks not bad. I think I mentioned earlier, it'll look better, I think, the more we do. And we've got a tight little packet of our dolmade. I'm gonna set these on a tray because we are gonna have to drizzle olive oil and lemon juice on them before we put them in the pot to cook, so. Set those over to the side until we need them. And we're just gonna go, go, go. So I had a sudden realization. Look at these things. Look at these grape leaves, right? I don't know if y'all remember Land Before Time, but these look like tree stars. These look like the leaves from Land Before Time. So here's all of our dolmades. And we are going to drizzle the rest of the olive oil. I'm not going to do the rest of because mine didn't make 60. So we're just going to do it until I think it's probably good. Let's throw it right on there. Let's cover these bad boys up. Then we're going to do the rest of our lemon juice. Alrighty, we're back at the stove. We've got our dolmades, if you can see them over here. You need a plate. And we are going to pile these in nicely, and you want the folded side down so that they stay together. And you're gonna stack them. Okay, we're gonna do salt and pepper. Oh, you wanna make sure not to leave gaps between these dolmades so they don't crack when they're cooking. So we are going to, I didn't have them super snug, so let's have them be cuddled on up here. Here's where the plate comes in. You're gonna pop that on top of your dolmades so they don't move around too much, so they don't break open. And we're gonna pour just enough water in here to cover this up. Just enough water to cover them. So the water has come up just a little bit past the lip of the plate, so I would say that they are probably all covered. And we are going to simmer this on a medium heat for 30 to 40 minutes. So what we're looking for is the water to be fully absorbed by the dolmades. Alrighty, so it's been about 35 to 40 minutes. Let's do a big reveal. I haven't yet figured out how I'm going to get this plate out. So we're gonna try a couple different methods. I'm gonna try lifting up like the grape leaves. JK, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna try scooping it out with this scoop, because this plate, ooh, ooh, ooh. We have some success. We're gonna remove this from the heat. Oh. Ooh, I need like another, ooh, that's difficult to figure out, but the water is all gone, which is what we want. So the water looks like it is all gone just from messing around trying to get this plate out. Hoping I'm not injuring the dolmades in the process. Now the plate won't come out at all. I had it almost out. Okay. And it is, oh. I don't want to touch that with my bare hands. Okay. Plate hath been removed. And there's our dolmades. Look at them. So we are going to take these off the heat and let them cool for another 30 minutes. I'm so impatient for that. And then we're gonna dig in, see how they taste. So we'll see you again in a little bit. So we all know I'm impatient. Here's our dolmades. They look really good. I love this plate. And they're still very hot. They haven't cooled yet, but I'm gonna eat them anyways. So what you wanna do to serve them is spritz another little bit of lemon juice on there. And we're gonna dig in. Alrighty, and we're gonna, it is still very hot, but we are gonna dive in and just see how it goes. Tastes like a dolmade. Ooh, rice is cooked. Our rice is nicely cooked. Oh, there you go. Our rice is nicely cooked in there. The lemon juice adds a little tang. I like it. I'll have one more. It came out very good. Thank you so much for joining us while we made these dolmades on the last recipe for Greek Monday Munchies. If you would like to make these yourselves, you can of course visit our good old friend Eli K. Giannopoulos over at mygreekdish.com, link below in the description, as well as a link to our Etsy shop, our Patreon where you can get exclusive videos, behind the scenes information, and monthly care packages of prints and stickers that are exclusive to Patreon as well. And you can find the link to our website. That'll just about do it. So next month we are headed to France. And we'll see you in the next one. As always, take care and be good to each other. Bye!